And first, can we get you to...
I will. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Doris Ellis Robinson. That's DORRISELLIS ROBINSON. And I am the proud and honored to be the president of the Freedmenstown Preservation Coalition. Today, the Freedmenstown Preservation Coalition come to talk to you, our community, about what we've been doing for the last 6 weeks. In an effort to save the brick streets of Houston that were laid by freedmen after they were freed following enslavement, we have come to say, Houston, please leave the bricks alone. Save them, keep them in their original place so that they can be a historic site for generations to come. Why is that so important? It is important that we save the bricks in their original historic place because they become a legacy to this city. They become a legacy to the past. They show the perseverance of those individuals who were enslaved, and they worked really, really hard to make it happen. They petitioned the city of Houston for 6 years before the city would say, yes, you can place the bricks on Andrews and Wilson Streets. Those are the only streets that we're trying to protect right now because that's all that's left. That's all that's left. And because that little bit is left, we're talking about 7/10 of a mile. Our goal is to make Houston recognize its historic place, its site, its position in our nation's history, because we have bricks that were laid by freedmen, that were paid for by freedmen, that have a unique, durable design that was designed and put forth by freedmen. And you must keep in mind that these men kept that design in their minds for all of those years. All through enslavement, they kept them there. And that speaks to a legacy that we should not destroy. So following this press conference today, the Freedmenstown Preservation Coalition will have a meeting with Mayor Denise Parker and some of her team to discuss alternate ways to save that unique history. We are proposing and offering to the city the method of micro-tunneling under the sidewalks, opposed to putting it under the streets, so that the streets will be preserved. Preservation is what we're going after. Preservation is what is required so that Houston can be recognized as what has been maintained to be a historic site. But we have not done our job. And sometimes we say that we're just going to let the elected officials do the job of the citizens. But the city belongs to all of us. And because it belongs to all of us, we must make sure that we work with our city councils members, we must work with our mayor to ensure that they do what is necessary and the right thing to do. Maybe they did not know, maybe they were unaware of the Historic Preservation Act. Maybe they did not understand that Section 106 needed to be followed, so that constituents like the people that are standing with me needed to be consulted. Maybe they did not know. But it's our job. If we have the knowledge and skills and we are part of the city, we need to be a part of the problem or part of the solution. And so the Freedmenstown Preservation Coalition has decided that it will become a part of the solution to ensure that Section 106 is followed and to make sure that Section 110 is followed. What is Section 110? 110 says the city must be the steward. So we are going to make sure that our city is the steward of what our ancestors left here for us. That is our responsibility. They built it. They thought that we would be wise enough to know what to do with it. And now we're saying, Houston, we can make it happen because we want this to be an international destination, just as we go to places around the world and look at the runs. Oh, we're looking at the bricks. But we go and say, oh, we went to the Mayan runs. You will be able to come to Houston and say, oh, we went to the Freedmenstown runs. They're in the streets. And it has the Uber pattern laid by those persons who were straight out of slavery. And that's a joy for these children who will come after us, because they know that there were some wise men and women who came before us. And if we are wise enough, we should be able to hold on to what the wise men and women did before we came. I will take any questions.
The city believes that they can safely remove these bricks, document the patterns that they were laid in, and then after the street work is completed, safely put the bricks back, honoring the same pattern. What do you say when confronted with that idea? Is this a plan that you just can't live with?
It is a belief, but I think it's a flawed belief, because once you remove the bricks, they are no longer in their original pattern, and we have usurped the spiritual aspect of what was done. The technology that was done, we have already changed it because we removed them. We are instead choosing to offer the city an opportunity to look at an alternative way of preserving these bricks. Do not remove them. Please take care of them in place. We have a format where we can use micro-tunneling to place the needed infrastructure underneath the sidewalk. So you know that the infrastructure will break, and we would need to come and bore a hole and start again to fix it, because we all expect good, active, working infrastructure. And by placing the infrastructure under the sidewalk, we will have the opportunity to no longer disturb the bricks, or to not often disturb the bricks, because we didn't make the mistake in the first place. We use the best available technology that we have at this time, which means that we are going to try to persuade our city council and our mayor to let's look at something different. We are in the 21st century. Let's look at 21st century technology. Houston has used the same technology in River Oaks. It started back in 1986. So our men and women in this city, we know how to do it. We are now calling on the city to have the will to do it for this historic piece of land, because Freedmen's Town is a historic district. It has been on the National Register since 1984. That's a long time, but we have not cared for it as if it was on the National Register. We just blatantly did whatever we wanted to do as if we did not pay attention to what the law required us to do. And so now that we have some people who are stepping forward saying, let's talk about how to be responsible stewards of this historic place, and also to be obedient to the laws of our nation.
And what's the difference between restoring the bricks and preserving the bricks? For a lot of people that wouldn't know the difference.
You know, we're standing on some bricks here. We can tear them up, restore, pick up some bricks and put some more down, some prettier, newer ones. And it'll look nice, but it's not the same. We're saying preserve. We like these bricks here, so we'll clean them up. There's a process by which we can clean them. We have polar blast. We can move all this dirty stuff off here. We can clean it up a little bit. And we can use the technology of polar blast by doing it. If the area is sinking, we have a technology called mud packing. We have opportunities to do this. We just need to explore our minds and have the will and the desire to say, what do we want the outcome to be? What do we want it to be? Do we want a historic destination that no one else has in this country? We should say yes. That should be an easy yes. How much does it cost? It's priceless, because we have something that no one else has. That should mean a lot to all of us and to our children and the ancestors who have come before us and those who will come after us.
So this process of micro-tunneling,
yes,
that's going to cost more.
Not necessarily, because we have not devised a plan for it. The city looked at another plan, and not necessarily. And the micro-tunneling will not cost more in the long run, because you won't have to dig under that street to fix your water when it breaks, okay? Which means that you would not have to destroy it and try to repair it, because it would be most difficult to repair and to work on bricks that were placed back in 1913.
If the city says, no, thanks, but we're not interested, we're going to stick with the original plan.
Well, you know, I don't believe our city is saying no. Otherwise, there will be no need to meet with us within an hour, okay? I think the city's mind and their hearts are open to look at something different. You know, when I moved to Houston many years ago, before I came, I checked the number of universities that were in this city. just in case I wanted to return to school. There were 18 universities. I don't know how many are here now, much more. But it told me that you had a city who was looking to work with the minds of people, to work with people who would be creative and bring new ideas. Otherwise, there's no need to house 18 universities and think that your population will remain the same. So we have new knowledge, we have new understanding. So all we're doing is asking the city to engage in those opportunities that are before us and let the technology be used that's 21st century. Now this is not just an absent-minded group of people who wanted to save some bricks behind me here. These are folk who have studied processes, who have looked at techniques around the country, who've traveled around the world to look at what are the best technologies. 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now, we had the second top microtunneling engineering firm in the United States of America, in North America, come to teach us how to make this possible at Texas Southern University. And our team of members came to listen and learn because we're serious about this, very serious about it. And it is so important that we want all of our citizens to engage in the process because this is America's history. We are Americans and we need to know how good we are when we decide that we're going to be at our best.
And with this provided information from this this firm that came in, and I know, have you provided any of this information to the city, and if so, how have they responded to you in that light into the coalition?
We notified the city that the team was coming beforehand and they did not come, and we regret that. However, they have been receptive of us giving them information from that. And I think our moving forward made them understand that we were very sincere about what we could do if we did it together. We as citizens, we did not raise our hands and swear to protect the city of Houston, to abide by the laws of the city of Houston. But our 16 council members who voted on June 11th to destroy the bricks, our mayor voted, they raised their hand. They made a decision to listen to the citizens of Houston. We are the citizens of Houston. And all we're doing is calling on them to say, okay, we understand that we are all citizens, but you have a functional responsibility that we do not have. But we also have a functional responsibility because we are the city. And I believe that's what's written in Latin, or used to be in Latin on City Hall, that the people are the city. And that is us. And I take that very serious.
How much time do we have here until, they move in and start this work? I mean, what are we looking for?
They could have started August 1, and they've chosen not to because we continue to talk. I heard from another news media source that they were talking about starting at the end of December or near the end of the year. So I believe that we have time, but we still have much work to do because our team of volunteers here, we have much work to do because we must continue to provide for them facts about those alternatives, to let them know that we can offer something to them so that they can look at and to meet with their professionals, because we have professionals in this city who are in charge of our streets. And if we can bring one morsel of positive difference to the table, I believe they're staged to take a look at it and take it serious. Any other questions?
And when will there be like a compare and a contrast moment with the two different bids for the micro-tunneling and what the city has already proposed? Will there be a compare and contrast moment, or will they just take it as it is?
Yes, it will be, because after this meeting today, we would know further when that time will come. And as I told the team at lunch today, I would expect us to meet today, and not necessarily with the mayor a number more times, but we're going to meet with staff, we're going to meet with engineers, we're going to meet with anthropologists and archaeologists to get it right. We have an opportunity to get it right. And I believe we just need the community to keep stand still, stand firm, and push for what is right in our city. And to be able to visualize the magnitude of the work and the benefits that's going to come to Houston because we chose to stand together to save 7/10 of a mile of brick streets that were placed by former slaves.
One more question. State Rep Sophronia Thompson came in last Tuesday, and I heard her speaking about a walkthrough tour. Has there been talks about how they will, if they do preserve or restore, what they will do with that area? Will they make it a walkthrough tour, or?
We're going to discuss a full plan of the Freedmen's Town District, which is far more than these two streets of Wilson and Andrews. So we will look at what are the opportunities for the full range, and I believe we may be talking from almost to Bagby over to Taft, because we're going to look at the boundaries, and we have some resourceful team members who will be able to explain where we can go and how we can get there, and utilize the knowledge and skills that's behind us, in front of us, and also those persons who have not chosen to step forward. I know there are some people out there who know a lot more than any of us standing here, but they just need to bring it to the table. We will all have a feast when we all bring our best course to the table. And our best course is not here yet, because there's folk out there who can still come and give us something even better, because you've thought about it, you've studied it. And that's the good thing about having a diversity of individuals to work with on this project, because the project is a project for all people, and we need to have the minds and resources from all of the populations who are here in Houston. Any other questions? I want to thank you all from the media. I really do appreciate you. Thank your companies for allowing you to come and stand and tell our story, because it's a story that is going to enhance our city and to make us a better place, because you help get the story out. So thank you so much.
Hey guys, can you keep holding this up?